Okay, sorry guys, I'm starting again, sharing my screen. Okay, we are going to create a folder now, something like our web development, something like October, Angular October, like we have created, right? Under that one, I'm going to create a new folder called CSS, and under the CSS, I'm going to create an four folders again, inside folders, internal folders, four internal folders I'm going to create again, and which will be just like only the examples like which we're going to discuss it, and only something like internal css and external css. Oh, sorry, made a mistake. And inline css and import css. Okay, first we need to learn why we need to learn the css. First we need to learn why we need to learn the css. It means first I'm going to create a css developer guide. CSS developer guide. It is for our purpose to understand like why we are going to learn it. Already we have done with the day 8, so I'm going to tell about now day 10. First, we need to know what is HTML. Like we have completed the total thing, but HTML it has collection of tags with limited property values. With limited property values. It means there are something like some properties, something like align, color, border color, or bg color. Only some of the limited properties are available. But for overcoming that issue, CSS came into the picture. For overcoming that issue, CSS came into the picture. HTML is just like, for example, let us take a building construction. The fundamental and building construction, all the things it will be with the HTML, but CSS means something like with the colorings, the look and feel. Mainly the purpose of look and feel isn't just like CSS, as well as we can develop responsive web pages also by using with the HTML and CSS. Without CSS we cannot do nothing, because nowadays everyone is trying to see their web page very good way. Something like if you're seeing this Google Meet, no, they have aligned very good manner with the different colors, background colors, this type of all the things, something like this color, this and all. These alignments, colorings and all just like responsiveness if you reduce the things size, so that like everything is possible, something like if you're reducing also something like it will be just like taking a more responsive manner. For that purpose, CSS came to the picture. For that purpose, suppose if you see now, like if you are, now I am selecting as a mobile application, based on that it's auto like changing our view, right? It means something like if you see now, I'm changing to the mobile screen. Let me set to the downside so that like okay. You see now I have set it as a mobile screen. Based on that, like it is splitted our view. If I take an iPhone, if you see that one, it came like down by down. It is the main thing, like this, the down by down. Depends on what we are creating it. It will be taking the same thing. It will be taking the same width and all, like based on the screen width, screen sizes, it will be taken by the CSS. Now if you see HTML is it has collection of tags with the limited property values. Limited property values. Now what is CSS? CSS in the sense, CSS stands for cascading style sheet. Cascading style sheet. CSS what it contains, it has only collection of collections of properties and values. Property and value. Property and value. And by using CSS property and value, we can change the look and feel of the particular HTML. As I have already mentioned, we will be using for to changing an look and feel of the particular web page. Particular web page. That we will be going to do with the CSS property and value. We can change by using the property and value. We can change look and feel of the website of HTML document. It means with the help of total HTML document, we can change by using the CSS. Now, what is responsive web page? What is responsive web page? The responsive web page in the sense which we will be doing with the help of something like a single application. It should be supportable by the multiple devices. It should be supportable by the multiple devices. It means single application can open in the laptop, desktop, mobile, or tablet mode, or Android, or anything with the different types of things that and all, like it's possible to handle with the CSS media queries. With the help of CSS at the rate media queries, you will be getting understanding in the future, but now I'm telling like what is achievable with that. Responsive page design in the sense with the help of HTML tags and CSS property and value. CSS property and value. And how many types of CSS are available? How many types of CSS are available? I can say types of CSS are four types. Types of CSS are four types. One is an inline CSS. One is an inline CSS. One is an inline CSS. And one more is something like our inline we can say it, and internal we can say it, and external also we can say it. Like depends on the need, like we can just like create the thing, the how we'll be doing the things and all, like how we'll be creating the examples and how we'll be creating the simple syntaxes that I can say with the help of inline or external or internal thing. For example, for the inline, I'm going to create one example for that. Inline one.html. Inline one.html. For example, with the HTML, that's a root tag, and with the body, I'm going to set our CSS with the inline. It means for the body tag, I'm putting as a style. Background is a green. It's a sample inline page. We see now our total web page, I mean like total body content, its background color is a green color. Background color is an green color. It's an example for that. It's an example for that. For the inline, we can say as a example this body tag. It's an inline example. It's an inline example. This inline in the sense something like I can say it will be containing an like we'll be writing a duplicate code. Due to duplicate code, CSS duplicate code of the CSS, and this method is not preferable at the production. This method is not preferable for production. In the sense, like what is an inline? Inline in the sense, particular tag itself. In the particular tag itself, we need to write a style attribute with the property and value. With the property and value. With the help of property and value.
Hello.
Yeah, please.
Uh, Instead of using background, can I use BG color? Is it applicable here?
No, it's not like either like instead of like that busy like color, that one we have something like background color property also, like we can use it like you will be understanding in the future, like I will be explaining every property, just I'm giving a clarity to you guys something like what is an inline, what is an internal, what is an external.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, just I'm giving a simple clarity and I will be giving you with the more examples and more clarity on that. Okay, no problem. Okay, next, second one is an internal. Second one is an internal CSS. This internal CSS, if you are having the limited number of lines, if limited number of lines, then we can use it. That we will be writing with the help of, I mean like I'm going to write an internal one dot html, I'm sorry, we need to save it, not in the inline, we can say in the internal only. Internal one dot html. Same thing like HTML root tag will be there and head section. The internal CSS we will be writing in the head section, that is with the help of style tag. However, our HTML like different tags is there, right? Opening and closing tags. The style opening and closing tag I have written, and for the body tag I am going to write a background color as a blue, a background or background color or background image, like whatever you want to it, you can put it. I'm putting as a blue color, and after the head tag, like I'm going to put a body tag. If you see now in the browser, see total our web page is then background with the blue color. This is the two ways we are seeing. This is an internal CSS. This is an internal CSS. When we want to use it, if you are having the limited number of lines, then we can use this. Then we can use this. If you are having the limited number of lines, you can use it. Okay, that is the help of internal thing. And next is something like external CSS. Next is something like external CSS. Sorry, this is not a one, this is two. Okay. Next is something like that. Third one is an external CSS. This external one we need to go if heavy CSS code, use this method. It is a more faster. It's an fast in execution. Fast in execution. I can say like it will be containing an fast in the execution. Fast in execution with help of external CSS, we will be having more faster than our thing. Like we can just like include with our style tag, just like how we can include it. That we can include with the help of our style attribute. That will be just like we can example like we can create a file something like our example.css file. Separate CSS file like we can maintain for that, and for including in the our thing like we will be writing in the head tag the HTML file just like with the link the link tag the link tag we will be linking with that one. REL equal to exam style sheet type and href is for passing in our CSS path purpose. Just this is the way how we can include our external CSS into our particular HTML page that we can see in the letter. And next one, fourth one is something like our import dot. Fourth one is an import thing. That import also like it's not favorable because like it's an due to like slow execution. We cannot use it. This one as well. Just like that, there is a way, but we cannot use it. Like it's not preferable for the production. Example: import our, for example, like ax.css. That part like we will be putting on the top of the file so that like it will be getting imported so that like whenever you want to use it, we can use it. Whenever you want to use it, we can go with that. This is the way how our photos are available. Now I will start with one more thing like inline some examples like you can see it so many examples after that internal some examples then I mean like external like we can go with some examples then we can see our import also at last like we'll be going to see the this CSS is that's it like these are four ways how we can declare it and that thing like with the different examples different designs we'll be going to see about the properties and attributes how can you declare it that is with the different properties different values we'll be going to see that we'll be going to see about that one the inline only with the different example like how we can go into the see our thing. First one is inline. Let's see like with the help of inline. With the help of inline CSS with examples and all like it's with the help of something like example in HTML in HTML, like how we are going to write it. Like already I have created an inline HTML, right? For that, with that, like I'm going to create an inside the body some h1 tag. Any tags, our h1 tags or just like h2 tag or anything with the style attribute. I'm putting color as a blue color. This is blue color. This is in blue color. I'm going to create an design tags with the different types of style, something like anything. Like before in the HTML element, like we are putting a directly height equal to that much, width equal to that much, and background is something else. Now I'm going to put an here height as something like 300 pixel and width as 300 pixel and background color as a something. Background color as a something. This one something like the div is used to divide HTML body into multiple sections. HTML body into the multiple sections. Div means like it will be dividing into multiple sections. And one more same thing like that, same square box I will create with a different background color. Orange or pink or anything like I can give it. And with the help of something like 450 pixel. Let's see with the inline. If we see now, two bars got created. One is with the 300 pixel versus 300 pixel, and one more is with the help of our pink color. And this H1 is with the help of blue color it has shown. H1 color with the help of blue color which we have shown. It means in the developer guide like we can write, for example, like I have already written for that example. In HTML, how we'll be writing it? Something like div align equal to center. That is an HTML property. Div align equal to center. And the CSS, how will be writing syntax? In the CSS with the div style equal to style is an attribute with the property colon value, property colon value, and property 2 colon value, property 2 colon value. And it means any number of properties, if I require, we can create with that. Any number of CSS properties with a semicolon, we can just like attach multiple properties. We can attach multiple properties. Let me put the same example over here. It's an example like how we can create it. With the different types of things, like okay, either we can put our color also. We can put our color also or something like that. Doesn't matter. Like however you want it, with a semicolon, like we can attach any number of properties and values that is possible with the help of our CSS. It's possible with the help of our CSS. Any doubts in this syntax? I'm writing here list of property and value. First is something like we have used the height property, right? Height property we have used. It is just for the purpose of to specify height of HTML element. height of HTML element. And next is something like it's just for the purpose of height of the HTML element. If you see now I'm inspecting it, if you see I'm focusing on just like selecting this one. If you see now this will be showing the different height and that one different height, different width, different color. Like what are the CSS we will be putting it, it'll be showing on the inspect styles attribute at the right side. If the div means something like what display is taken by default and what type of CSS is taken, everything like you can see per each and every element. Suppose if you see for the body tag, it's showing in background color as green. If you see if the h1 tag, it's showing as a color as a blue. And if you see that this div tag with a different background color, this is a different background color. That is possible in the inspect. These is an elements, right side we'll be seeing our styles. CSS like we'll be seeing our styles. With the help of this thing, it's an CSS box model. First one it is a margin, after that border, after that padding, after that our element. That is the way how our CSS box model is that like it will be getting applied CSS. That is the thing. Okay, height is to specify our height of the HTML element. And next width is for width of the element. And next is something like our background. Just like to view background color element. And just like coloring means something like it's in text colors. For example, like we have given for our h1 tag, right? That color attribute. That is an color. It's in just like name. Color is a name and code is a just like for text color. Code is a for text color. Next, like that, there will be just like multiple properties which we can apply for the each CSS elements. It means for the each HTML element, you can give the different property and value with the style attribute. However, you want to make our look and feel good with the help of floats and rights and all that, everything. I'm going to create one more example today for the inline 2.html. Control Alt S, inline CSS, inline 2.html. I'm creating a root tag that is an HTML tag with a body tag. It's a body section, and I'm going to create multiple division tags. And now I'm going to put a style equal to our height attribute, something like 200 pixels square box. Width is also same. Next, background as a red color and float as a right. I need to align at the right side. That float property you can pass in the left, right, or center, or anything like something is missing. If you see now, everything is showing in the purple color. The thing is like we need to close the double quotes for the style attribute. For any attribute, if you open the double quotes, we need to close it. That is a mandatory, like while creating something. I'm putting as a black one. Three blacks I have created it. It's a black two. Black two with a different background color. RGB, something like red, blue, green. So red, green, blue, or else just like that. RGB means red, green, blue, right? RGB. Like that, like float as a right only, same height and width. It's an blue color. It's an black 2, it's in black 3, like that. Let's see this file in our browser, not the print action. View our current file in our Chrome or anything. Like if you see now, the three blocks, it's auto align in the right side. It means first div it came on the right side, second div next to that, third div next to this. That is an with the help of float property. That whichever the first element it will be there, it will be aligned at the right position. After that, what are the elements you will be putting on the next to that, it will auto content coming from right to the left. Auto that content is coming from right to the left. That is the way. However, whichever the property you will be passing it, based on that, it will auto considering our values and it will auto align from right to left. You can have the developer guide to understand of our purpose, something like float. The float property means it will just like convert. It will convert. It will convert behavior of the HTML element from black level to in level, black to inline. It means black in a sense, line by line showing purpose. If you see in the before example, that was showing in line by line, and with the help of float, it is coming in the same line. And now with the help of float left, with the help of float left, it print our container. It will print container from container in the sense it's just like our element, HTML element, from left to the right. And the same thing like with alpha float right means from the right to left. From right to left.
Hello.
Yeah.
Um, can you explain the definition one more time? I'm not understanding
You
clearly.
mean like for the float?
Yeah,
Okay.
I
Sure.
understand the example, but
Yeah.
the definition.
Okay. The thing is something like I have created three divs, right? Like with the alpha float right? It will be just like showing from right to left.
Hmm.
Okay. From the left to right, if you want it, you need to put as the same float as the left. You see, I'm putting on the downside. If you see now, the whatever the float left I have created, it is started with the left side, and whichever the float I have started with that, it started from the right side. But if you see now here in the inline one example, I have created two divs right there also with the 200 pixel 200 pixel, but this is an not 200 300 300 and 300 450. Like this one what happened? It's a showing line by line.
Yeah.
Division means something like line by line it will show, right? But
Okay.
with the help of
Side by
our float
side.
property, it will be converting into single line. It's an
Yeah.
inline properties.
Okay.
If you see now our inspect also, so that you can easily see. By default, our block will be there, but if you give us something like our inline, no, I mean like float, it will auto convert it into the inline, line by line. In the same line, it will show. That is the thing.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That's fine. That's a good question. And just like our we have done with our float thing. Any other doubts in the like either float or just like up to we have discussed in the CSS? If anyone likes, please let me know. Okay, I take as a no. Let's go for next is margin property. Next is an margin property. I'm going to create an one more file name called our inline3.html. Okay, inline3.html with the HTML root tag. Our body section with the help of that one. I'm going to create an or a h1 with the different style attribute. Style color as red or anything like whatever color you like it, you can put it. It's an CSS margin auto example. I'm going to create an division tag. The division tag like style attribute equal to width as a 400 pixel and background color as a orange and margin as a auto. Now I'm going to put in some custom text in the Notepad++. Like we have this one, this button, and let's start recording. I'm typing an ASDF, something like ASDF, ASDF. Something like I'm recording, right? If I'm stopping it and I'm putting an enter, and just like I'm stopping that one. If you play back again, like it will be just like it will be adding the same thing. It will be like whatever it has recorded, it will do the same thing. That is just like our shortcut. Okay, just like if you see now, I'm saving and seeing on the browser view current file in the browser. Like this one, what happened, it's an I given as a margin as a auto for our CSS property. If you see as a width as a 400 pixel, I have given it, and margin as a auto. If you see now, margin auto in the sense the left and right and top and bottom is taken the same. The margin property in the sense it will be applying space between two containers of the tags. If you see after this element something like is taken as same margin, the top also same, left also same, right also same, like that. How much margin it's been applied from in between, just like I mean like from that element to element. If you see this is our element, so that like 400 pixel width, marginal is auto. It means the left and right is taken as the same height and width of the distance of the between like our left container to right container with the left container to right container. It means it will be getting applied something like in between what are the present area is available. It will auto align how much it's required, how much it's required. The margin property. Now we are discussing about margin. It is used to apply. It is to apply space between two containers. In the sense, two elements. Normally, the purpose is two containers in between, like are just like tags. For creating a space like that one, like we can create it like. Whereas the whereas margin auto, it will be using for it align the container in the center. The container in the center, a present area. If you give as auto, if you see now in the browser, from the left to right or just like right to left, it's been auto aligned in the center way. This is done with the help of margin auto. It is with the help of margin auto. That is the use of our auto property, how it will get applies. However, I mean like this property it gets applies, and I'm going to create an same thing like the same example with the margin property at the downside. Let's see how it will get applies. You will be getting difference on that way. I'm creating a one more margin like background color as a blue or pink or anything orange. I'm going to create it with the margin as a some pixels, something like 30 or just a 30 pixel for example. If you see now, margin like I given as a 30 pixel, right, for the second one. Like what happened, like what it will do, it will be setting an left side margin as a 30 pixel, right side margin as a 30 pixel, top as a 30 pixel, like every side like it will be making an equal length. Every side it will be making an proper same distance between each element containers. Each element containers. It means it will be creating a gap outside of the each element for with the same height and width. With the same height and width. If I create as a margin column 30 pixels, like what it will do, it applies gap as 30 pixel from all sides, from all sides. And tomorrow we'll see about our margin top, margin bottom, I mean like left, right, and with the margin like with all the properties like how we can pass it. But you can see tomorrow. Any doubts up to now? I'm going to wrap it the class now. Any doubts? Please let me know. Like,
No, it's clear.
okay. Thank you so much. Like, have a great day, all of you. Like, we'll see you tomorrow again. Like,